Over the past couple weeks, we've seen Bitcoin and Ethereum both sustaining these higher levels, but getting a lot of sideways action. And one of my VIP chat Patreon members, Matthew Highland, was pointing out to me that Ethereum's daily RSI formed a falling wedge. And today we're starting to get a breakout of this falling wedge. And right now, Ethereum is closer to a breakout than Bitcoin. So if Ethereum does follow through and hits new local highs, that means that very likely Ethereum is going to lead the market into this next pump. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Ethereum chart. And I also want to take a look at some Ethereum on-chain metrics. I want to take a look at some of the fundamental activity that's taking place and why this could lead us into the next major up phase in the crypto market. All of this and more in today's video. What is up, guys? My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be discussing Ethereum, the Ethereum price action, what I expect in the short and long term, and also taking a look at some on-chain metrics. Before we get started, smash that like button. One of the best charts to look at in the entire crypto space right now is by far Ethereum. This is the 3-day chart for Ethereum, and this is since the March COVID crash when we touched $90 in the year 2020, and now today we're trading above 3,300. From March to where we are now, we've seen a 3,600% gain. So needless to say, it has been an absolute delight to be an Ethereum holder. From the $4,385 top that we formed in May of this year to the recent low that we found at 1,700, it was about a 60% pullback. And what I find interesting about this 60% pullback in 2017 on Ethereum's first correction, right? About a 69% pullback. In 2017, Ethereum consolidated before the next leg up. Now, obviously, things are going to be different. It's never going to be exactly the same. But just like 2017, Ethereum has had a significant correction. And this correction gives me more confidence. It strengthens the trend overall. And the fact that we held the macro upward sloping trend line on this correction is also a very positive thing. And if you're looking at Ethereum a little bit closer on the 3-day chart, it seems like we are about to break out, right? We're about to hit a new high on this trend, and if we do, Ethereum may end up leading the rest of the market into a new local high. Now, if you're looking at Bitcoin on the 3-day chart, we're not necessarily as close to a breakout as Ethereum here. And if you're looking left for Bitcoin, we have a lot of action, to get through, right? A lot of previous price action to be breaking through if we do pump up. For Ethereum on the 3-day chart, not very much. So Ethereum will probably end up getting a breakout sooner, hitting all-time highs sooner than Bitcoin, and leading the market into the next pump. I think that's quite obvious here, that Ethereum is going to hit that all-time high before Bitcoin does, just looking at that previous history. So first of all, if we don't get this breakout, if Ethereum does dump, buying along the upward sloping trend line would be the area of interest for me for entries, right? Or accumulation target. Now, if we get a breakout, what are some targets that we need to be looking for? Well, if you look at Ethereum on the weekly chart and you break out your fib extensions from high to low, well, just like I was saying before, how Ethereum had that 69% correction in 2017 that was very similar to what we're seeing right now. If you go back in time and you look at the targets for those fib extensions, just taking a look at 2017 here, when we broke above the previous all-time high, we flipped it into support. The next major target was actually the 2618. Ethereum did get a touch off of this target right there before the final euphoria pump took place. So the 2618 was an area of interest right there. We had a huge rejection after touching that on the weekly, and then we pumped all the way up above the 4236, above 1300 there. So if we take that as a reference and we look at where Ethereum is now, what are the targets that we could expect? If the crypto market remains healthy and we get a nice breakout soon, we're actually going to be looking for the 2618, which is coming in at $8,700. So 8,700 is actually the next upside target at the 2618. And if we do end up getting a final euphoria pump, then we were looking for 13,000. Right, the 4236 above 13,000. Anywhere above that would probably end up being your final area to be selling. Of course, we could wick up. You could see a wick up to 20,000 at the end of this, but very few people are going to catch that and be able to sell directly on that top. In terms of the macro perspective here for Ethereum, I'm looking for the 2618 at the $8,700 level, 8,700, and then after that, a pump up to or above 13,000 as the final target for Ethereum. Those are my targets right now. And I do think that this is quite possible and quite likely. We know that there is a supply shock taking place for Bitcoin. There's not that much Bitcoin available. So if demand increases at all, we're likely going to see new all-time highs for Bitcoin. The EIP 1559 upgrade is burning Ethereum. Some of the Ethereum blocks show that in those blocks, there's more Ethereum burned than mined. Some of them actually have been that way. So that's really good for the price of Ethereum. And if we're looking at, and here are some on-chain metrics from Glassnode, Ethereum number of transactions just reached a 1-month low. So the transactions reach a 1-month low. Now we are seeing a little bit of action for Ethereum. Every time you get transactions hitting a 1-month low, right at this point here, it's usually a bottom or a signal that price action is about to increase, and we just hit it again. And it's not a coincidence that, after hitting that low point there, Ethereum just started to pump and get a bounce, and it's looking like we might get a breakout soon. One of the next on-chain metrics that I want to look at is the number of addresses holding 100 plus ETH just reached a 3-month high. So accumulation is taking place for addresses holding 100 ETH or more. We're hitting a 3-month high now. As we were moving into the pump, the number of addresses holding 100 ETH or more was on the decline, signaling actually a leading indicator of a top. But now it's the reverse, looking like accumulation is taking place. People are increasing their positions. The next on-chain metric is the number of exchange deposits reached a 10-month low. The previous 10-month low was at $568 observed on December 16th, 2020, guys. We're hitting really low levels for exchange deposits, meaning that people are holding their Ethereum. They're not looking to deposit and sell their Ethereum. We are now hitting the lowest levels for exchange deposits since 2020, and that is a very bullish chart. Another on-chain metric for Ethereum, number of addresses holding 0.1 ETH just reached another all-time high. So we're seeing a continued uptick. And like we were talking about before, this area here in 2017 where Ethereum got that consolidation, we had a similar type of thing happening where we had this nice parabolic rise in addresses holding 0.1 coins or more. Then it leveled off a little bit and then ripped up again and went parabolic all the way into the top. And if you're looking, we have kind of a similar fractal here where we're going parabolic up, then it levels off, slight uptick, and now we're ripping back up once again. Not only is the price action and market structure similar, I mean, even the on-chain metrics for both of these regions are shaping up to be kind of like fractals. So it does seem like we're probably going to enter another mania phase, another final blow-off top phase for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of the altcoin market. And last but not least, the total value in the ETH2 deposit contract address just reached another all-time high, obviously, right? So we now have 7.2 million Ethereum deposited. That is a lot of Ethereum deposited. So we have a lot of ETH being locked up. We have Ethereum being burned, right? So, I mean, fundamentally, it's just such a good setup. Such a good setup for Ethereum, and I do think we're going to be seeing action like this, hitting prices, like we said, the 2618 at 8,700, first macro target. Second macro target would be 13,000 at the 4236, and this lines up with my Bitcoin targets as well. But guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe to this channel if you're new. And if you want to support this channel, by far the best way to do that is to join the Patreon. And I'll see you guys in the next video.